Hi, today we're here with the Idiosyncratic Fashionistas, not sure if I pronounced it correctly, Valerie and Jean. And of course, they look amazing, as they always do. And today I want to ask them a little bit about what style means to them. So ladies, tell me, how would you define style?
Well, the last time I was asked that question, I came up with the idea that style is when people compliment you on your flaws and they think they're complimenting you on your assets. So it's a way of approaching your body as an individual thing, not as what everybody else does, but how to work with your body to look the best that you can with what you have.
Right? What about you?
And I think style is just how you present yourself to the world, how you dress. And I think the best way to dress is what makes you feel good about yourself, and you present that to the rest of the world.
And has style changed for you at all when after 40, let's have that as a benchmark?
Yes. When I turned 40, it was a more conscious kind of decision making. I wore a lot of the same things I wore when I was in my 30s, but it was much more conscious. There were many things I didn't wear once I was in my 40s that I wore in my 30s. The shorter skirts, went by the boards on that one. And it's been a progression. I changed a bit at 40, I changed more at 50, and at 60, I'm already there. So there's very little change. It's just more of once I turned 60. So more accessories, more hats, more everything.
More everything. What about you?
It wasn't 40, it was 50. Throughout my 40s, I wore more or less the same stuff that I wore in my 30s. I kept all of that stuff and I continued to wear it. And what happened to me was my body changed. I did the change of life thing. So I got bigger and I got sweatier and I got uncomfortable with my own skin, so to speak. And I had to buy a whole new bunch of clothes to go through that phase. And when you buy bigger clothes, you don't feel as comfortable in your own skin. That's over now, so I've got a whole new wardrobe. Part of the way my wardrobe has changed is that what I used to like isn't available, so I'm getting myself accustomed to the new styles now and wearing stuff that I wouldn't necessarily have chosen before. I'm happy with what I have now, but it's been a sort of changing of the gears that I had to get myself adjusted to what the new styles are.
Right. See, a lot of women tell me that that's an issue, right? Their body changes and they find it very difficult. So what exactly did you do? How did your clothes change to accommodate your new body?
Well, I had to buy bigger clothes.
But did you use other tactics, like, did you use more layers or textures?
Actually, it was about a 5-year period where I was very unhappy with what I wore. And thank God that period is over. I just felt very uncomfortable and bloated for a very long time. And I think I kind of tried to disappear into myself. I wore a lot of largish clothing at the time. That weight has gone away now. I'm more or less back to my previous weight. Thank goodness for that. And I also had foot surgery. When I had bad feet, I couldn't wear fashionable shoes, so that was more of a reason for me to sort of hide within myself. So now that I've had the foot surgery and I can dress like a normal person again, it's brought out what was in there and what I was hiding for a good long period.
Okay, that's fabulous. One last question. We were just talking a little bit about gray hair, and you both have fabulous gray hair. Can you talk a little bit about the transition and your decision to just let your hair go gray, and when you did that and how you did it?
My hair has been going gray now since about 30, slowly but surely since I was 30. And I've had the good luck. I chose my parents very well. They both had wonderful gray hair, so mine has grown in the way theirs grew in. If I look at photographs, I can see my hair getting grayer and grayer and grayer. And I did have one or two hairdressers say to me, "Why don't you dye it?" And I thought, but why? Why does my hair disturb you? It doesn't disturb me. I like it. It's a very interesting color, and frankly, it's more interesting than it was when it was brown.
Okay.
Yeah. I also had brown hair. I went through the punk phase with pink, purple, solid black, stripes. I did a whole thing with leopard print on the back of my head. So going gray was a great change of pace. It's low maintenance. It's really easy to keep. I'm lucky because I have very straight hair, so it's wash and wear, and don't use product. So going gray was just really simple. The whole idea of maintenance and worrying about your roots and all of that stuff growing in, it was just kind of, so when I was darker and it was going gray, I actually started highlighting my hair to make it look more gray, so when it grew in, it was a little more balanced. I am grayer on one side of my head than the other, and it's interesting. Some photographs will kind of show like almost a line of demarcation down the center of my head, and it's, as I get grayer, it's filling in more on the dark side.
Okay, great. Okay, finally, can you tell me a little bit about your blog? Maybe you mentioned the blog address and where people can find you and how they can keep up with you.
Yes, we're the Idiosyncratic Fashionistas, and we're at www.idiosyncraticfashionistas.blogspot.com. We're also on Instagram. We post a couple times a week on the blog, and then Instagram is often when we run around the city. We live in New York, and we're women of a certain age.
Yeah, well, I will.
And if you're too tired to type in the whole name, just Google Idiosyncratic Fashionistas and it'll come up.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, ladies. You look fabulous, and I look forward to keep following you in the coming years.
Thank you.